Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News, we have information about the event hosted by Delta Airlines on campus Tuesday. The Smyrna Police Department continued to search for suspects after a bank heist, and we have details about a new musical at MTSU modeled after a graphic novel.
All those stories plus your local weather and sports. It's Wednesday, April 6th, and Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Noah Brady.
And I'm Kara Fullington.
Welcome to Middle Tennessee News.
The Smyrna Police Department is searching for individuals involved in a bank robbery. On Monday evening, SPD were dispatched to 415 Sam Ridley Parkway. Two individuals entered Regions Bank carrying firearms and forced those inside of one side of the bank. The perpetrators left with an undisclosed amount of money and are believed to be traveling in an older model red Chevrolet sedan. Regions Bank is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to their capture. Those with information are encouraged to contact FBI Nashville's Agency Violent Crimes Task Force.
The Smyrna Fire Department responded to a house fire Monday afternoon. The structure fire started in the 200 block of Sam Davis Drive. Smyrna fire personnel located the fire on the second floor bedroom, which was extinguished upon entering. The home had active smoke detectors, allowing all of its occupants to escape with no injuries. Damages to the home were minimal, with an investigation by the fire department revealing that an unattended candle was the cause of the fire. The Tennessee State Fire Marshal's office advises homeowners to never leave lit candles unattended to prevent setting any accidental fires.
Monday evening, the Rutherford County School Board held a preliminary work session to discuss the budget for the upcoming school year. In the work session, the school board talked over potential projects that the school district and county governments will adopt in a few months. The budget year for the Rutherford County school system begins July 1st, 2022 through June 13th, 2023. Some of the future budget expenses include the lunch menu crisis that is starting next school year, replacing outdated appliances and utilities, and the labor costs for all the projects.
So we're entering budget season. The budget year for the school system is July 1st through June 30th of each year. So this is the time of year that school districts and county governments work together to adopt a budget that will go into effect on July 1st.
Delta Airlines was on campus yesterday to celebrate the 4th anniversary of their partnership with MTSU's Aerospace Department. Colton Gray was honored in Monday's ceremony as the first graduate of Delta's Propel Pilot Program. Gray was joined in the Liz and Cretan Ray Atrium Science Building by University President Sidney McPhee, university officials, and Delta representatives. MTSU is one of the first universities to enter into this program with Delta. University President Sidney McPhee spoke about how the Propel Pilot career helped elevate the aerospace program to a level of excellence.
Governor Bill Lee announces Dot Food Incorporation will expand their business to Tennessee. Dot's Food will invest $50 million on their new construction in Coffee County. The company will expand by building a new distribution facility in Manchester Industrial Park. 171 new jobs will be created with this expansion. The Manchester site will have the capacity to expand its square footage in order to meet Dot's Food growing consumer demand. Dot's Food expects its new distribution center late this summer, with operations expected to begin in late 2023.
Tennessee is no stranger to the music scene. Nashville and Memphis have been the center of the industry. One small-town venue in Middle Tennessee is hoping to make that change.
Hidden among the trees in a movie drive in Turned Nursery sits the Burlap Room. A small beer garden is placed in the center of Burt Driver Nursery in Smithville, Tennessee. It has been hosting small-scale music festivals since 2012. Burlap Room owner Burt Driver speaks about the importance of music in a small town and what has drawn visitors from all over the world.
We like to promote local, we like to be local, we are local. And now that the outside world has found that out, they've really tapped into the fact that we have quite the culture here. We
cementing music into the Smithville community.
Bill will continue to host the 51st annual Fiddler's Jamboree during the 4th of July weekend of this year, and the Burlap Room has scheduled to promote local artists during its regular summer series.
Isabella Gutierrez has our first look at the weather. Izzy, how are things looking outside?
April showers are in full effect today as thunderstorms are moving in across the Middle Tennessee region. There is a 90% chance of showers in Murfreesboro with heavy rainfall throughout the day, so make sure you have an umbrella. The high in Murfreesboro today is projected to be 73 degrees. Humidity is also high today at 94%. Make sure to pack a light rain jacket today with spring showers moving in throughout the area. Manchester and Shelbyville both have a lot of fog and mist with a high of 75 degrees. There's a high of 74 degrees in Woodbury and Smithville, and McMinnville with a high of 77 degrees. Mount Juliet's high remains the lowest high of today, projected at 69 degrees. Showers will be continuing into tonight as the temperatures drop. We will also be seeing showers continued throughout the week. Stay tuned for the rest of this week's forecast.
Still ahead here on Middle Tennessee News, MTSU students are presenting a new play in the Boutwell Dramatic Arts Auditorium. Larry Burris returns with his weekly media commentary, and Izzy has more of the weather. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News, and here is Dr. Larry Burris with this week's media commentary.
In the movie Jurassic Park, Ian Malcolm said, "Life will find a way." And in Star Wars, Princess Leia said, "The more you tighten your grip, the more worlds will slip through your fingers." Now, I'm not at all sure how deep these philosophical statements are, but they certainly apply to news the average Russians are getting about events in the Ukraine. As you might expect, the Russian government has tried mightily to suppress news about what's going on in the war, and in response, the Russian people have turned to a plethora of illegal satellite communication systems and a host of what are known as VPN, virtual private networks. Satellite communications, of course, are fairly easy to block, but VPNs are almost impossible. A VPN is a fairly simple piece of software that encrypts messages at the sender and generally prevents snoopers from figuring out who's accessing the internet and from where. It's interesting that every time a despotic government tries to take over, the first thing they want to control are the instruments of communication. And of course, every time the Russian government tries to block access to news of the world, someone finds a way to beat the system. Human nature always finds a way. Take, for example, the so-called tap code, which actually goes back to the days of ancient Greece, but was popularized during the Vietnam War, when American prisoners were held in isolation and were forbidden to communicate with each other. But despite how often the North Vietnamese captors tried to keep the prisoners from talking with each other, they were, in fact, able to communicate through solid walls. Maybe we should paraphrase a quote attributed to Abraham Lincoln. You can block all of the news some of the time, and you can block some of the news all of the time, but you can't block all the news all the time. I'm Larry Burris.
Thanks, Dr. Burris. Join us next Wednesday for our next media commentary.
Earlier this week, the Rutherford County Board of Education gathered to discuss its latest in school news. The main agenda on Monday night was reviewing the contract with the Tennessee School Boards Association for the search for a new director of schools. In addition to the contract, they went over the search criteria, timeline, and budget. The current director's contract ends June 30th, so they're hoping to find someone by July 1st. There was some debate in regards to the timeline because of a few members who were set on finding a candidate out of state that had experience with a very large county similar to Rutherford County. Some members do not think the timeline is long enough to find the right candidate, and others remain optimistic.
I'm hoping that we'll have like 10 candidates. That would be really good. It will break my heart if we only have 2. So, and that will make our process go even longer. So hopefully we can wrap this up and get someone in place before July 1st.
Middle Tennessee State University has given good news to President McPhee this week. The MTSU Board of Trustees voted to extend President Sidney McPhee's contract through 2026. Since becoming president in 2001, President McPhee has led the university through ample academic progress. President McPhee's contract originally was set to end in December of 2023 and will now last until December 10th of 2026. An MTSU graduate student has accomplished yet another dream of hers. Master of Music student Christine Welchel has won over $75,000 in the past year, all while playing Jeopardy! Welchel has become a piano student and Jeopardy! Winner, all while being diagnosed and going through treatment for breast cancer over the past year. Welchel has also qualified for the Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions that is being held this fall. Welchel has been a fan of Jeopardy! Since she was just a kid.
MTSU's theater department isn't afraid of social commentary within their shows, but this spring's production of Fun Home has more impact on those involved. Let's find out what the musical means to them.
MTSU is just like any other university. Students are finding themselves one semester at a time. Yet within the drama department, students aren't just exploring their own identities, but their characters as well.
We'd like to welcome you to today's performance.
But what happens when these worlds overlap? Fun Home is the coming-of-age musical adaptation of comic artist Alison Bechdel's memoir.
Relax and enjoy the performance.
It deals with topics of mental health and LGBT awareness.
Sometimes you have to face things about the people that you loved and have put on a pedestal and see them as human. It's not that you love them any less, it's just seeing them for who they really are, I feel.
Though it stems from truth, the story remains controversial due to public opinion.
While this book I have not seen on current headlines, it is regularly on banned book lists. This show is forbidden in some ways.
Despite her journey being a complicated one, the cast can relate to the content, and some even find themselves within it.
And seeing that story about a girl facing her past and turning it into something beautiful was so mind-blowing and inspiring to me, and it just holds a really special place in my heart.
This play it hits home for me, and there's some moments in some songs that really do it for me.
But it's not just them feeling seen.
I could own that. My parents are extremely accepting and all of that, but there's a very personal connection to that of like what it means to sort of really fully invest in yourself in that discovery moment.
Fun Home's narrative is one that many people can relate to.
It's universal. It just happens to be a lesbian protagonist, but it is about a parent-child relationship and wanting to be seen and wanting to be understood by your parent.
This representation doesn't go unnoticed to them, and they hope the audience will appreciate the meaning behind the music.
Fun Home opens Thursday evening and will run through the weekend. This production will also be concluding the department's 10th season.
And with severe weather in the forecast, let's go back over to Isabella Gutierrez with an extended look at tonight's forecast.
Tonight, showers will continue across Middle Tennessee State, and there's expected thunderstorms after 1 p.m. with the potential for large hail. Damaging winds could also be in effect tonight with the possibility of tornadoes. Thunderstorms and heavy rainfall will also be taking place, so be sure to wear a jacket. There's a 30% chance of showers in Murfreesboro tonight with cloudy skies, so make sure to have your umbrella with you as well. The lows in all of our counties are ranging in the 40s at about 42 degrees. Stay cautious tonight as there's a strong potential of fast-moving wind and rainfall. I would recommend staying indoors and off the road. Throughout the rest of this week, the rainfall will stay strong. Stay tuned as we cover this week's full weather forecast. Back to you, Noah.
Thanks, Izzy. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, we'll go back over to Izzy on the other side of the break with the rest of the weather forecast. And Adam will be in the sports den with all of your sports news. We'll be back in a minute right here on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Let's go back over to Isabella Gutierrez with the full weather report.
Thunderstorms and rainfall are storming across all of Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee State. Murfreesboro has a high of 73 degrees with a 90% chance of showers today. The heavy overcast will continue into tonight with the potential for large hail and tornadoes. Be cautious tonight and stay alert to see how the forecast plays out. The low is dipping down tonight to 42 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning, the sun will be coming out again with partly sunny skies and a high of 61 degrees. Winds are moving in from the west and are calm. Winds are only traveling at 5 to 10 miles per hour, but as the sun sets, winds could be picking up. Tomorrow night, the spring showers could be moving back in. There is a 20% chance of showers after 2 a.m. The low tomorrow night is 38 degrees. Friday morning, the chance of showers is increasing. There is a 40% chance of showers with a high near 53 degrees. Friday night, the 40% chance of showers continue before 8 p.m. As it gets later, there's also the potential for some frost coverage before 2 a.m. The low Friday night is 33 degrees with cloud coverage. When you get into your car Saturday morning, you could still see the frost coverage on your grass or on your vehicle. However, it should melt away with temperatures heating up. The sun will partially be coming out with a high of 53 degrees. Saturday night, the frost will continue after 2 a.m. The low is 31 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Sunday, the frost stays strong throughout the morning. However, the sun should be coming out with a high near 68 degrees. The Sunday night should be mostly clear with a low of 47 degrees. So be prepared for rainfall and thunderstorms this week and expect frost to move back in over the weekend. Back to you, Noah.
When we come back, Adam Brown is over in the MTN Sports Den. He'll have your full sports report on the other side of the break. Stick around.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome to the Sports Den, where we not only enjoy but encourage mascot fights. I'm Adam Brown with your midweek sports report. Let's get right into it. The Lady Blue Raiders' historic season finally came to an end last week in the WNIT semifinal. In front of a little over 4,000 fans in the Glass House, the Lady Raiders fought until the final whistle. The Pirates from Seton Hall even battling from a 22-point deficit. However, in the end, it wasn't enough, as the Raiders come up 1 point short and lost on their home floor for the first time in 2022, with a final score of 74-73. This loss, however, doesn't overshadow what was a historic season from the Lady Raiders, whose 27 wins rank 4th most in program history. The Blue Raider baseball team got a series win against rival Western Kentucky over the weekend in the Diamond edition of the 100 Miles of Hate. The Blue Raiders won the series 2-1, outscoring the Hilltoppers 18-10 overall. After splitting the first 2 games, senior shortstop Fausto Lopez was confident going into the rubber match, saying champions win on Sundays. And when the Blue Raiders did, pitcher Peyton Wigington went the distance on the mound, collecting 6 strikeouts as MTSU got the win 5-1. Today's matchup with Memphis was rained out, but the boys in blue will be back in action on Friday against Marshall. The Lady Raiders basketball team is welcoming a new addition to the team, and this isn't your typical transfer. Savannah Wheeler, who has spent the last 3 years putting together a 2-time All-Conference USA career at Marshall, entered the transfer portal following the 21-22 season. Women's basketball coach Rick Insell announced Friday that she has picked MTSU as her next stop. Wheeler, who led the Conference USA in scoring last season, is bringing an elite offensive presence to the Lady Raiders. MTSU men's tennis is looking to retain their top 20 status as they celebrate Senior Day. The number 18 men's tennis team is playing the number 37 Memphis Tigers at 1 o'clock on Friday at Adams Tennis Complex. This Senior Day celebration will then begin at 4:20 before the Blue Raiders take on Alabama A&M at 4:30. Let's get out there on Friday and support our Blue Raider seniors. That's all from the Sports Den for you today. We'll see you right back here on Monday. Let's get back to Noah and Kira.
Thanks, Adam. Did you know that today, April 6th, is National Student Athlete Day? This day was started by the Committee for Athletics and Sports. The purpose for today is to celebrate student athletes who excel both on the playing field and in the classroom. You can help show student athletes appreciation by going to local games or even just by giving a high five.
Another great way to help show your appreciation for student athletes is to donate for new team gear, facility upgrades, and more. Help remind student athletes that school is important and you recognize all their hard work. You can support MTSU student athletes by donating to Build Blue and taking advantage of 2022-2023 football season tickets, which are now on sale.
And that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for joining us here on Middle Tennessee News. I'm Noah Brady. If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net.
Make sure to follow us on all our social media sites as well as Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or at Middle Tennessee News on Twitter. We'll see you next Monday for our next show.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yeah.